coverage of the Nascar Busch Grand National North Series action from Pepsi 150 from Watkins, Glen International is being brought to you by the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. By Quaker State, sensible technology. What more do you need to know? And by Daytona USA, the ultimate motorsports attraction. Take a look at our track description. We told you it's a 2.45-mile road course, front stretch, back straightaway, 2,600 feet. There are 7 turns ranging in degrees of banking from 6 to 10 degrees. And, of course, there's an inner loop right up there where it says 2.45 miles. And Kyle Petty, that can be a real booger.
Yeah, the inner loop is a critical place to get through because that sets you up for the final turn down there. It turns you back towards the coming back towards the start-finish line. I don't even know what all the numbers of these turns are, and I've run here for 7 or 8 years. I get lost, but there's a lot of elevation changes and a lot of different short shoots on this place.
And you see a lot of elevation changes here. So you're going up and down, left and right, very demanding. We take a look at our starting lineup. On the pole, Ricky Craven, 32 years of age, the 1991 Busch North champion, and last year's series winner here at Watkins Glen, Ted Christopher. Back in row 2, Brian Wall. Watch for him to be awfully strong early on. And Brad Bennett out of Stamford, Connecticut. Inside row 3, Kim Baker came from 30th to finish 2nd a year ago. He's a road racing ace. And there's a defending series champion, Mike Stefanik. Back in row 4, the car number 42, he's the point leader, Tom Carey, only a 2nd year in Busch North competition. And former AMA motorcycle ace, Dale Quarterly. In row 5, the 2-time series champion, that is Kelly Moore, flanked by the 1996 Rookie of the Year in this series, Brad Layton.
Back in row 6, Lou Rettenmeyer, and also Mike Olson. In row 7, Jerry Marquis and Rick Bell. In row 8, John Preston and Jeff Barry.
In row 13, Butch Cohn out of Davidson, North Carolina, and Walter Riley, another rookie on the tour. Back in row 15, Brett Rubinick. He's a road racing ace, but a rookie in Busch North competition. Beside him, Rob Rizzo. Martin Truex finished 3rd here last year, started way back in the pack. And another road racing ace, John Wall Sr. beside him. Row 16, the 08 of A.J. Parker, flanked by Dennis Doyle. Back in row 17, A.J. Frank and Tommy Bowles. And row 18, well, they get the AARP Discount Award. 54-year-old Dave Dion, flanked by 64-year-old Stub Fadden, a couple of veterans in this series. Then comes 3-time series champion Jamie Obey and rookie Ben Rao in row 19. And inside row 20, the car number 88, starting 39, is Jeff Taylor. Let's check in on the Mike Stefanik pits with Ray Dunlap.
Well, Doc, I told you at the top of the show that Mike Stefanik was hurting a little bit. He's got possibly a slipped disc in his lower back. This guy is really in pain, and he just called in on the radio. He said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to work the clutch and do the brakes like I need to. So they have Andy Santerre standing by. Of course, Andy won here in 1996. They got a pretty good driver if Mike does need some relief. Now to Bill Weber.
And Kyle Petty talked about location.
To Stafford Springs last night and ran a couple of modified events. He also runs intermittently on the NASCAR Featherlight Modified Tour. And as you heard them say, Mike Stefanik will be hustling off tonight to Riverhead, New York, on Long Island to run an act by Donnie Horvath.
And Dale Quarterly in the 32 car got a terrible start. Oh, and they're about 3 abreast, but they've got to foul down to at least 2 wide in this corner.
Now in the inner loop.
And Brian Wall, the 77, has gone in the 2nd spot by Ted Christopher. Meanwhile, Brad Bennett is
hanging on the 3rd spot right now. 3 laps are complete of 62 in the Pepsi 150. NASCAR Busch Grand National North Series action from historic Watkins Glen International Raceway. Brian Wall is our leader. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Ted Christopher hoping to be able to go south and run some more Busch South Series gear.
Bill, they're going to pit.
While they're talking back and forth about it, I expect to see Ricky Craven on pit road, and here leaders are your leaders. Now, this is not what Craven's team wanted. They wanted to pit under green and take 4 tires. They don't believe with the bias plies that taking 2 tires is a big advantage, but you can only take 2 under caution in this Busch North race. So Ricky Craven will get 2 left side tires, a fresh drink, and a full load of fuel. Tony Liberati and Scott Kluka from the Budweiser team are changing tires. They've also got Jeff Opel on the jack and Scott Kroll working the gas can. So they've got a full team down here, and Craven's away. Let's go to Ray.
Well, Bill, down on this end, it's going to be left side tires for both Brian Wall in the 77 and for the 4 car of Bennett. They're going to have fuel in them and no chassis changes. You would expect them not to, because these cars have been working awfully well. They're having kind of a long pit stop with Brian Wall, and he
cannot hit the accelerator before that. We saw that bridge right here. That's the restart point. We saw Ron Hornaday get black.
Go. Green.
This guy started a little bit before the bridge.
Well, he took off when he pushed the pedal, so he must have enough fuel. Now, here's the battle for second spot. Craven hanging on. They're battling for third back there. That's Kelly Moore and Jerry Marquis.
And they are dead side by side still, 2-1. And now we see Brad Bennett goes in there and takes over the 4th spot from Marquis. Kim Baker is back in 6th.
Off the back straightaway. Wall, Craven, Moore.
Oh, Kim Baker tried to get on the inside of Marquis and hit that rumble strip and shot up in the air 3 or 4 feet.
Huge hit right there.
And here comes Tom Carey to try to take over the 6th place.
Carey is the 42 car. He was a lap down, made up his lap. He was the point leader coming in. They will get 3 to go this time by. Brian Wall, 2 car lengths on Craven in the 82 car.
Craven's got a little damage there on the left rear. Must have happened in that last restart.
And Craven tries to dive on the inside and contact. And around goes Brian Wall. Oh, man. And here comes Kelly Moore to take the lead. Kelly Moore's in front. He just got back in front of Brad Bennett. I guess he was in front of Brad Bennett all the time. But meanwhile, it was Bennett that just passed Marquis. This is a battle for the lead right now.
Kelly Moore, 39 years of age, trying to hold on and get the win on the road course. Brad Bennett, the youngster, 24 years of age, in the car number 4. It'll be 2 to go when they get back this time. Inner loop, Moore, Bennett, Marquis.
Bennett is trying his best to get under Kelly Moore. Can't quite do it. Now he's accelerating off the corner. See Ricky Craven back in 4th place. This thing is, there are only 3 laps to go or 2.5 laps to go, but this thing is far from over.
Brad Bennett, the young man who said they...
Watch this. Jerry, watch this down to the inside in contact. I told you this thing wasn't over. Whoa! And there the 2nd and 3rd place cars get crashed, and Tom Carey just missed that.
So 2 laps to go, 2 cars spinning after contact in turn 7.
And Kelly Moore, Ricky Craven has damage to his car.
And Craven cannot get his car to turn. He just barely makes a turn down in turn 1, but he's off in the edge of the gravel. He will lose a spot. Brad Bennett is the leader. Kim Baker in 2nd. Craven will lose 3rd spot. Preston will be in 3rd position.
But if they get the green, if they get the caution this time by, they're going to run 2 more laps. And all these cars that's trying to figure out fuel mileage may run out of fuel. If those other wreck cars get going, if they didn't, there will be a caution flag, I'm sure.
What a wild scramble here at the finish. There's the battle for position. That is for 2nd spot, the 89 car.
I'm not sure I've ever seen 2 or 3 laps like these 2 or 3 laps have been. I've been sitting here speechless.
Coming down for the white flag, 24-year-old Brad Bennett. Apparently they are going to black flag. We're hearing they may wave the black flag.
But if he stops the next time, it's a checkered flag.
Yeah, it makes no difference. He wins the race.
There's a white flag and a black flag.
Final lap as Brad Bennett has gotten the white flag and the black flag on lap 61.
And Kim Baker's about to spin out running in second place. Meanwhile, back in third place, John Preston. John Preston is the truck driver for the 89 team, the team that Jeff Fuller drives on the NASCAR Busch Series.
The Meredith Ruark Busch Grand National team needs a truck driver and the gas man on race day, but a former competitor in Busch North competition. Here they come to complete lap 62.
And Brian Wall once again.
And the 22 car of Jeff Berry, they're involved.
Well, that's the guy who's going to push him in.
Maybe he was trying to push him.
Maybe he was trying to push him.
You know, I don't know what the rules are. At this point in time, I want to either cross the start-finish line on the racetrack as a driver with the 4 car. Since they have black flags, you might be either going to argue the point after the race or come down pit road at an excessive rate of speed and make them argue for that point, too.
Yeah, exactly.
And act like I came in anyhow and just make them talk about it when the race is over with. If he wants to belittle that point, the last lap is scored from the start-finish line all the way across to pit road, all the way across.
But he's going to take the black flag, and they're giving the checkered flag to Kim Baker. They are giving Kim Baker the checkered flag.
So the black flag goes to Brad Bennett, the young man who drove a well of a race, but gets black flag 1 lap to go. And look at these guys.
Whoa!
Now that is talent. This could have been what won the race for him, saving the car on the inner loop. Watch the yellow car, number 10, top of your screen.
This car, watch this, folks, when he hits this curve. Watch it go up in the air. He lost 4 or 5 spots, but he kept the car going in the right direction.
All right, watch turn 1. Here's what happened up front. Kim Baker crew, he takes the checkered flag, and they begin to get a little excited and celebrating. Let's go down to Ray Dunlap. Ray?
Well, guys, I'm with Bob Bennett, and I know you're very, very disappointed. Circle.
And Kim Baker still sits in the car. He's still strapped in here, so we'll lean in here for a second. Welcome to Victory Lane. Were you planning on making this stop, Kim?
Before we came here, we were planning on making the stop, but we had nothing but bad luck until the end of that race. And we made up for all the bad luck we had this weekend in the last 2 laps. It's just incredible. I'm so happy for the Red Line Corvette. I promised them a good finish, and we were able to come through.
Tell me what you saw those last couple of laps in front of you.
Well, I was deliberately staying a little bit behind and hoping, not that it was some bad luck or anything, but hoping something like that would happen where we'd be able to sneak by, because I knew that Ricky was desperate to win the race, and I knew 77 was desperate to win the race, and I knew 4 was desperate to win the race, so I thought something may be happening soon. And I knew I didn't have the power to get by, so I could just run as close as I could.
How about your adventure in the inner loop there in the closing laps?
Well, I'm surprised the car is still in one piece. Now, and that was the end of it. At the last few laps, the steering wheel was 180 degrees in the other direction, and it was really pushing bad. I didn't know if the tie rod would break on the last lap or not, because it was really shaking and everything else.
You have a very enthusiastic crew.
I'm really happy for the crew. This is our first race, and it's our first win. We can't ask for more than that. And I've got to thank Tony Blanchard. He worked day and night on this car. I gave him 2 weeks to get it ready, and he did it.
Well, get yourself unbuckled and get on out here. Congratulations. Kim Baker's going to climb from his car here in Victory Lane, and a pretty good percentage. 1 race, 1 win here at the Glen.
How about that? 44-year-old Kim Baker comes from 30th to finish 2nd a year ago. This year he comes from 5th to 1st. 1 start, 1 victory. As Bill said, he's batting 1,000 here at Watkins. You can check RPM later tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN2 for the official results. They are unofficial, but here's how we have them right here, 12:30 Eastern time. And then Bob Jenkins and Ned Jarrett climb on board for live flag-to-flag coverage of the Budweiser at the Glen. Coming up next, NASCAR's greatest races. For Ray Dunlap, Bill Weber, Kyle Petty, Benny Parsons, I'm Jerry Punch congratulating that man right there, 44-year-old Kim Baker. He is our winner. This has been a special presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.